Blessings and abundance be upon you, family. Welcome back to the channel. My name is John Edmond, and if you're looking for motivational and self-empowerment teachings sprinkled with a little bit of spoken word, then this is just the right channel for you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button over there and the notification bell next to it so you never miss another video. So in today's video, we're going to be continuing with the video series on overcoming depression, where I describe and explain the steps I took in order to overcome depression after suffering for over 10 years of my life. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about affirmations and self-talk and the role they played in helping me to overcome depression. So let's get started. So even after figuring out that this depression was something that I could get over and that it wasn't me and that it was just something happening within my body and my mind, even after that, and even after developing an attitude of gratitude, practicing gratitude on a daily basis and gratitude for prayer and so on, even after these things, making these changes, I would still fall into depression from time to time. Like I said in the second video in the series, the gaps between falling into to depression increased from every few days to every week, every 2 weeks, every month, and I would go even as long as 3 months without falling into a state of depression. But then eventually I would just crash again. I would do something or experience something, somebody would say something to me, somebody would do something to me, I would interpret something in a particular way, and all feelings would just rise again within me. The mind would just take off again, running, and bringing back the past and, projecting into the future and just going back and forth between the present and the past and the future, and I would just fall again into a state of depression. And I would continue searching. I continued to search for answers because I wanted to be permanently done with falling into depression. I wanted to be completely free of that. So I continued to look, I continued to read and research, I continued to go to YouTube and watch videos of different speakers, different YouTubers, motivational speakers, spiritual leaders, and so on. And I learned more about affirmations and self-talk, because I'd already known about self-talk and affirmations and their power and so on. But I figured that I needed something more. If I was still falling into depression, then there's something that was still missing. So I learned that affirmations was something that you could actually create based around your situation, and you could practice them daily. Because like I said, I'd already known about affirmations. I was already using affirmations, but I was inconsistent with them, and my understanding of them wasn't that deep, so I learned more about affirmations, and I started to create affirmations based around what I was going through, based around the situation, based around the desire to be free of depression and so on. One of the affirmations I used was, I am totally and beautifully free. I am totally and beautifully free. I would use affirmations anytime I fell into a state of depression. And as a matter of fact, most of the times when I fell into depression and I would be in that state for days, what really helped me to pull out of the depression was affirmations and self-talk. Speaking to myself, telling myself, hey man, this is nothing, this is something that's silly, this is something simple, this is not worth, you should be done with this. I mean, you could rise out of this, you're bigger than this, this is so beneath you, this is not you, this is, so the self-talk really helped. The affirmations like, I am totally and beautifully free, or just 2 word affirmations like total freedom, and vibing on it, total freedom, vibing on the affirmations. I'm totally and beautifully free. I am so much more than this. I am at peace, I am released. I am at peace, I am released. I am at peace, I am released. So these affirmations really helped me to get out of depression whenever I fell into depression. But the mistake I made was that I would run the affirmations in my mind just too often, 24/7. So I figured the thinking I had back then was that if I run a particular affirmation in my mind long enough and often enough, then eventually it would just break the mental chains and I would just be free. I would just be feeling irie all the time. But that was a mistake. So I engaged in that. But that is the direction I went into, using affirmations all the time, 24/7, practicing, just too much. So the affirmations themselves became burdens. They became burdensome. They became sort of like more mental chains, and it was just, I was just caught up in a web of thoughts and overthinking, and it's like I was trying to get out of depression using affirmations, but at the same time I trained my mind to always need something. It got to a point where I needed an affirmation to be running, in my mind to function. I needed an affirmation in my mind to go through my daily activities, like taking a shower and tying my shoelace and washing the dishes and so on, just simple daily stuff. So I almost drove myself nuts, or even more nuts, using affirmations, and I had to let go. I had to train myself to let go, and I had to readjust. I had to learn to use affirmations at certain times. So I made the adjustment of using my affirmations last thing before bed, first thing in the morning. So straight out of bed, I would use affirmations. I would practice gratitude, use affirmations. I would go into prayer, meditation, sometimes exercising, working out. First hour of the day, that was like my power hour. When I actually did it, the day would go beautifully. So out of bed, affirmations, gratitude, prayer, meditation, stretching, working out, drinking my lime water, and so on, getting ready for the day. And that's when the affirmations really, really started to help. And the self-talk as well. Reflecting on the day just before bed, reflecting, looking at what went wrong, what went right, and counting my blessings. And again, using the affirmations, practicing gratitude, meditation, running my frequencies in the background, solfeggio frequencies whilst I'm getting ready for bed. I had to make that change, and I had to make that adjustment. So the affirmations helped definitely, but what I learned was excessive use of affirmations, that they don't need to be used as a crutch for daily living. I don't need to have an affirmation running through my mind 24/7. It's difficult to have an affirmation running through your mind whilst you're trying to focus on something, focus on teaching, focus on correcting papers, focus on some other task, and so on. So I had to set aside time during the day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, last thing before bed, last hour before bed, first hour of the day. I had to set aside specific times to use the affirmations, and that's when they really helped. I had to learn to let go of affirmations. I had to learn to let go of using affirmations all day, every day, and I had to learn to use affirmations at particular specific times. And this is when this really helped as well in just avoiding falling into states of depression. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like to support the channel and the movement. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join the Affirm Life movement, the Affirm Life family. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of the video, or if you want to add something to what was said. If you're suffering with depression, if you suffered, if you know someone who's suffering, I would truly appreciate the comments, your inputs, your insights. This is all about helping people, helping others. So let's get involved, get engaged. All the best to you. Peace and love to you. Guidance and protection be upon you. See you in the next video. Firm life. One love.